I know what you're thinking. How is he so perfect? Yes, my hair does fall just right every morning. Yes, my muscles are defined beyond what you're used to. And yes, it is my smile that is making your knees weak. But before you run off making a checklist of all my qualities your man just does not have, you should know a few things about me. Like, this took a lot of late nights and patience. This took a lot of redrafting and sketching. You see, my creators took a lot of hours to make the character you know as Prince Charming. When Disney commissioned me, my goals were simple. Be awesome at everything, including but not limited to horseback riding, monster fighting, navigating, fencing, and being able to lift a woman in an 80-pound dress, but above all else, always rescue the girl. It's not as glorious as it sounds, but don't be wrong, it definitely has its perks, like not having to have a job or a personality. But I'm wondering, how many princesses have to be rescued from evil witches before one of them just finally asks me for my real name? Not that I'm opposed to my title, but of all the creative geniuses that are paid so many millions of dollars, is this really the best they could come up with? I have never said anything charming, or any line at all for that matter. But if I'm going to be constantly reincarnated in your child's favorite fairy tale, why not come up with something a little more creative, like kind-hearted musician, or slightly humorous bartender, or very educated cage fighter? As if women can only be rescued by mute royalty, I'm not sure what they are implying. I Googled myself recently. Wikipedia defines me as a stock character. I'm not sure how this can be when I have battled every warlock and dragon, traveled through every haunted forest and forbidden castle. It goes on to say I am not distinguishable from other men. But I don't really know how that happens when I was the only one brave enough to kiss Snow White when her cold, lifeless body couldn't handle some damn bad fruit. Yet the 7 men she lived with weren't brave enough to step up to the plate, and we can all recite their name like the Lord's Prayer. I've had an identity crisis lately. Girls these days are offended by the idea of being rescued, especially by a Prince Charming, when all I have done for 50 years is outdated, and I've got no story to fall back on. I am at a loss. But if I could, I would take all the detail, put into these muscles, and I would write myself a backstory so you would know of the pressure that's in the royal family to get married, and I don't actually want to be out here in the first place, and the fact that I hate horses and singing. Yet here we are. And if I could take all the graphite used to define my jawline, I would write dialogue with the princesses I have met, because forever after is a long time to just sit silent. But of all of these things, I would take the colors that were pressed into me to make me so brilliant, and I would paint myself a new scene where I can just sit undefined, black and white, and maybe someone can see how drained I've become and rescue me for once. But these kind of dreams are for the three-dimensional, so I will just saddle up my horse and sing a song with some woodland creatures. I mean, I'm sure there's a princess somewhere that needs saving.